All right, let's talk about inmates who cry wolf. And these are for my officers who right now are dealing with PREA. PREA is the Prison Rape Elimination Act. And I'm going to kind of use that to push into the topic of inmates who cry wolf. Again, my name is Anthony Ganji, host of Tier Talk. Please, guys, subscribe, interact, engage. This is the channel for those who work behind the wall. So, guys, when I come back, I want to talk about inmates who cry wolf.
I wanted to attend a university that had an intelligence program. I wanted to look at problems different. I wanted to increase my critical thinking abilities. AMU offered those avenues to expand. Obtaining your degree as an adult, you're actually paying yourself and investing in yourself. You can't put a dollar on it, it's priceless. It's something that can never be taken away from you.
American Military University. Learn from the leader.
Being a corrections officer takes its toll on even the strongest individuals. The constant need to perform at the highest level, putting your life at risk in a hostile environment, and the mental scarring of traumatic experiences. 31% of corrections officers show symptoms of PTSD, and 66% of people with PTSD also suffer with a substance abuse problem. The Transformations First Responders program is specially designed to help veterans and officers heal from the grips of addiction and PTSD in a comfortable, supportive, and serene setting. You are not alone. If you have questions about the services we offer, give us a call at 866-762-8454 to get more information on this affordable and life-changing program.
Okay, so now this video is not solely about PREA. It's just a way I can kind of push into my topic about inmates that cry wolf, because right now I'm sure frontline staff's going to tell you that PREA has got us scrambling. And it's got us scrambling because people are taking that federal act, that act that's meant to protect, and they're utilizing it for their own means. And unfortunately, staff has to act. And in that scramble, what's going to happen is the boy that cries wolf, we're going to go after that. We're going to try to protect that boy or that inmate. But the problem here is going to be that why that boy's crying wolf, for whatever motivation he has, and it's not because he needs help, it's because maybe he's looking to get moved or just looking to play some game, looking to manipulate. We're going to miss out on those who really need it. And that's kind of why I use the topic inmate that cry wolf, because we have to act at all times. But before I get into that, I want to mention something about PREA, by the way. PREA is a federal act that was meant to encourage those to speak up. Those who've been assaulted, speak up. These are the routes you can take. It was never implemented to say that we as frontline were never doing the job that we were supposed to do. Trust me, if an inmate was sexually assaulted, zero tolerance. We would do what needs to be done, which includes protecting the victim. That's our number one priority. People, unfortunately, policymakers will make it look like that PREA was implemented as a way to, yep, zero tolerance now for sexual assaults. It's not the case. That was meant to encourage inmates of a confidential route that you can take, to get inmates to speak up. If you are assaulted, speak up. But it's sad because some people believe that PREA was kind of implemented because we were doing nothing about it, and that's not the case. Sometimes policymakers piggyback on what's already being done and make it look like it's brand new. Also, I teach manipulation, and what I try to do is I try to get staff to kind of avoid the games that inmates play. But unfortunately, sometimes policy can manipulate us because inmates know the in and outs of policy. And when we don't discuss these policies with frontline, what's going to happen is these policies based on good intent are going to be misused by the inmate population. So I could protect staff all day from inmates manipulating them. I mean, that's what I do. That's my specialty. But I can't stop it when it comes to policy. When it's inmates using policy to manipulate my staff. That's harder for me to prevent. And again, it's just us getting the word out there. If you're going to invent a policy with good intent, whatnot, please go to front line. So in this case here, we as first responders always have to act. Even though we know that this inmate has lied 99 times before, and we probably know this 100th time is going to be a lie, it doesn't matter. We take each attempt as serious as we did the one before. We have to do that. That's where the liability is. That's where the universal precaution is. We have to treat each cry, if you will, as a sincere cry. That's where we kind of get caught up in the scramble, because if you have inmates that are using this for ill intent, why we come after them, why we go to protect them, we're going to wind up overlooking someone who may really need it. And that's where the dangers are. And that's where there should be some punishment involved when someone misuses policy that's meant to protect, like a PREA policy. You have inmate claiming that they're being raped and they're not being raped, and it's discovered that they're not being raped. There should be some type of consequence for that. Because in the process of us getting to them, we're also leaving the rest of the inmates vulnerable who may be going through that at that moment. So again, there should be some consequence for inmates who decide to utilize policies based on good intent for their own motivations, and whatever that motivations may be. Obviously that can vary. But I just want to remind staff that I know sometimes dealing with PREA, it's a big pain in the ass, and I understand that. But you got to understand, we have to take each cry, if you will, seriously. It's like an inmate that says, I'm going to kill myself, and we know they're not sometimes. If they're going to tell you that, most likely they're not going to do it. But hypothetically, we treat each attempt as if it's going to be real, as if they're going to do it. Because I'm going to tell you something, the moment you don't treat that attempt as it being real, and that person's looking for that attention, what's that inmate going to do? He's going to step it up a notch. And maybe his intent wasn't to kill himself, his intent was to get attention. But unfortunately, what's going to happen in his attempt to get attention, he's going to wind up killing himself. And guess who's going to be held responsible for not responding? We will. So again, just a little blog. Just wanted to get it out there. As always, guys, love you guys. Stay safe, and please subscribe, interact, engage. This is the channel for you.